What is good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy King. We are back again today, guys. We're about to check out some God of War Ragnarok Combat and Enemies Elevated. This has just come out like an hour ago, so let's just jump right in. Let's not waste any time. I love God of War, one of my favorite games of all time. The story, the narrative, the Greek mythology, I am there. So yeah, let's just jump into it, guys. Let's not waste any time. Let's go. Yeah, Kratos is just a beast.
Perspective, I always and I still feel like the
He's
meat
just a
and
beast.
potatoes of any God of War game is combat.
The meat and potatoes. That first game was crazy. Like, the combat in that first game was crazy. Like, honestly, it was just next level shit.
My name is Roberto Clemente. All my friends call me Bert. I'm a senior combat animator here at Sony Santa Monica.
My name is Kim Wynn, and I'm a gameplay animator.
Hi, I'm Sabra, and I'm a senior VFX artist on God of War Ragnarok.
My name is Grace Pan,
And yes, I'd be sick.
I'm a gameplay animator.
Yeah, Grace
in God of War
looking
Ragnarok.
good. Yeah,
Hi, I'm Stephen O'Hara with GBA, combat designer on God of War.
Oh, no.
I'm Sabra.
Grace
and
is on
I'm
point.
a senior VFX artist on God of War Ragnarok.
My name
Grace
is Grace
holding
Pan,
it down.
and I'm a
Grace.
gameplay animator in God of War Ragnarok.
Grace, one more time. One more.
My name is Grace Pan, and I'm a
Yo, her
gameplay
eyes
animator
look
in God
crazy,
of War
man. They're
Ragnarok.
wild, man.
Hi, I'm Stephen O'Hara with GBA, combat designer on God of War. And I create interesting and
It's a
memorable
good-looking
creatures
team
that
of-
players like to attack and
Oh,
defend
creators, man.
against.
It's crazy.
As an animator, you gave life to characters. You make them move, you gave them personalities, you gave them weight.
Speak on it, Grace. Speak on it.
My role as a VFX artist is to put the power behind a move.
Ooh.
You are in
Oh.
control of fire and earth and water and wind. Whether you are throwing your axe
Yeah, the
or
feel
on
of
the
it
receiving end of an enemy spell,
is amazing.
VFX is what really gives the movement and the danger to every move
Weight.
that a character in.
And that is what is missing from Gotham Knights. That weight, that oomph, that hit, that knowing that there's contact, and the fact that there's a lack of infusion of controls in relation to the vibrations on the controller. Like, the haptic feedback is just non-existent. It's not like, maybe I'm missing something. I didn't check all the, all the intricacies of the options on Gotham Knights, but it just feels like lacking when there's not an oomph when you're hitting and you're getting hit. You know what I mean? It actually shows you the impact that haptic feedback has.
Enemy makes.
It adds so much to experience.
I work really closely with the design team and the tech art team on this project specifically. We actually work a lot with camera,
Hey.
along with the guidance of our great camera team. So I find myself doing fight choreography sometimes.
Yeah, that is so good.
One of the most challenging parts about being a combat designer isn't the technical implementation of creating a creature, but it's really navigating that line between frustrating and engaging. We want to make something that makes players
Yep.
move forward and focus and really try hard against an enemy and feel good about overcoming that.
Yep.
But we don't want to make them feel defeated if they can't figure something out.
And again, just comparing to Gotham Knights, because it's one of those games that's just come out so soon, and it's actually one of the freshest ones in my mind. Like, a lot of those enemies playing on medium feel very, very spongy. Hitting them, it just feels like you just have to keep repeating the same cycle over and over again. Like, it's not stale to me yet, but I know that over time it does get stale. Just the fact that I get to use so many different characters, 4 characters anyway, really entices me to keep playing the game and mess about with the combat.
And then it feels rewarding,
Which is pretty
when you
good,
win,
so
not because it was impossible.
They've got variety,
it was
but
fun and
the
engaging.
oomph is just not there, man.
After the last game, we've heard the community cry out for more mini bosses, bigger creatures,
Yes.
and enemy variety. And this time
100%.
we really leaned into that.
The trolls was good to fight the first 2 trolls. After that, it was just like, come on, trolls again, trolls again, trolls again, trolls again.
So in God of War Ragnarok, you're going to be traveling to all 9 realms, and each realm is going to have like its own theme of enemies that are very unique to that space. For example, in Alfheim, we're familiar with the Dark Elves, but this time around we're going to be fighting Light Elves, such as the Light Elf Warrior.
Yo, this is
One
crazy.
of the key learnings from the last God of War game is we won't have to think about the camera and how close combat is going to feel. We already have that knowledge, so we can build upon the close camera that we have, and we can iterate on enemies, creating more interesting scenarios. In the last game, Atreus was just starting to fight alongside Kratos, and he was learning from the master tactician.
Yeah.
In this game, he's trying to prove himself a little bit more, and we built upon those mechanics with him.
The previous God of War, Atreus was still a kid, right?
I actually wonder when we get the chance to play as Atreus. I would love if there is a segments where we can play as Atreus, like in Last of Us, where those segments where you play as Ellie. That would just be so good.
So he has a lot of dependency on his father. And for this game, you will see Atreus moving more independently on his own as a companion.
That's sick. That sounds sick. That looks so smooth. He did it so
the VFX for Kratos,
confidently,
players
so
really love is the powerfulness
immaculately.
of it.
Oh my gosh, you gotta love it.
Kratos, you really do feel like the God of War. And moving into Ragnarok, we want to really make something bigger, make it stronger, make it more of a spectacle. You want them to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that the Blades of Chaos could get even better, but look at that.
Yeah.
Kratos gets more powerful, he's going to have access
I can
to
feel the
newer
haptics
combos
already.
and newer abilities that will increase the combat depth of each weapon. For the Blades, one of the moves that I've really enjoyed from previous God of Wars is the combat grapple, and we're going to be bringing that with a new twist.
God break.
I'm very excited for
that's
players
sick.
to try the blade grapple traversal moves. That brings so much more speed into the movement and the dynamic feel to it.
One of the ways we've expanded Kratos combat this time around is we've given more utility and choice to the shield loadout.
If you are a parry person, you could really go for a shield that gears towards parrying. If you're a big blocker, then you could choose a shield that will really match your playstyle.
Yeah, this is
One new mechanic or
crazy.
element that I'm really excited about is these combo finishers. Building up the stun meter this time around is going to lead to different ways to basically decapitate the enemy.
You're going to be able to choose, which weapon you want to have when.
And I wonder how much variety is going to be in terms of killing enemies, because I remember in obviously OG God of War there was very set animations, not too many for killing certain enemies, and I think it was pretty much the same for every enemy. Every troll died pretty much the same way with a few differences, a few nuance changes, but in general I just wonder how much more variety there's going to be, even when facing the same enemy type, in changing that animation to just make it feel, a bit more
when you kill a guy.
different, less like a video game. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That we've added for Kratos is his new pre-fall.
That's probably
attacks. You
Kratos'
can jump off a
mythos.
ledge, and if there's an enemy below you, you could slam down.
Ethos, that's the one. That's what I was looking for. Boom.
There's such an emphasis on verticality in some of these fights that it's super engaging. And as Kratos, now that you have so much mobility and that you can also take advantage of that verticality, I think it just adds such another interesting layer to a fight.
In God of War Ragnarok, we've enhanced the Kratos and Atreus duo. He's going to initiate a little bit more, be aggressive. He's going to fight alongside you, and sometimes even surprise you with his combo abilities too.
He's got a sword, bro. Come on, can we not play as the dude?
Atreus do leverage the fact that he's.
If we don't get to play as Atreus, I would be. Oh, that's actually his bow. He's using his bow as like a sword. That if we don't get to play as Atreus, we would be robbed. We will be robbed.
Older now. He's bigger now. And he's different from Kratos, so his magic has a different flavor.
Not only that they fight side by side together, there are also a lot of mini games and player interaction moments. For example, like the puzzle systems and the set pieces. You definitely will see a lot more collaborations between father and son.
I'm king, and I approve this message.
Odin must have sent them.
Oh, I
There's
can't
so
wait.
much that goes into building a big set piece. You basically iterate and iterate and iterate, and it takes testing and just seeing what works to really figure out the personality of something. Basically, every department gives it their all to make things really spectacular. There were a lot of different times that I would look back at God of War games just through the ages before 2018. There were so many amazing, huge boss fights and set pieces that it was a huge inspiration for me on my time on this project.
For the old father!
Our design philosophy for creating new and memorable enemies is basically making them a combat puzzle, similar to like chess, and focusing on the chess pieces. Each piece has its own theme and its own use.
You need to be able to see what's happening in an instant and be able to react as the player.
There's a couple of different ways that we go into making an attack very readable for the player. Sometimes we add a signature audio cue, or we'll add the different rings, such as what we did in the last game, that lets you know that this attack is unblockable, you need to dodge it.
Ooh, yeah, this
many
is so
different ways
smooth.
that VFX really helps not just show what an enemy is about to do, but show who the enemy really is.
Everything you design has to be surrounding the essence of the character and a story. It's what makes it believable and memorable in the first place.
I think what I'm most
Yo, it's
excited
gonna be
about is
so
for players
sick.
to experience the diversity of enemies that this game has to offer.
Me too.
You will
Me
be
too.
fighting everything from small little creatures
Centaur.
to things that will take up the entire screen.
All of their designs run the gamut. I think each one looks so much different from the next one, and each of them have their own play styles and their own little fantasies that go into it.
Yeah, and those
I
like
think if you
humanoid
are really
enemies,
into
like
Norse
actual humans.
mythology, you'll be very interested to
Draugr.
see how Sony Santa Monica has taken some of these creatures and
Or
interpreted
those the
them
inhabitants
for God
of
War.
Vanaheim.
Everything that goes into the game, there's emotion behind it and intent behind it, and by the time it gets
Angrboda.
to you, everything that you've seen, that you're going to play and experience, has been sweated over, bled over, tested, and is fun to play.
And we can't wait. Yo, I wonder with the centaurs are gonna be able to decapitate them like he did in in God of War 3, bro. That was crazy. That was crazy. Ooh, get him. This is definitely a must play. I cannot wait. It's gonna be amazing, amazing, amazing. Guys, let me know what you're excited for in God of War Ragnarok, what you think is going to be the experience. You think it's going to be even better. You think the variety is going to live up to what we've seen here. You think the animation quality, I know it's going to be top notch, but you think the variety in animation, in finishes, in kills is going to be up there with the best of them. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see it. I'm actually very excited. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one. And as I always say, don't forget, guys, spread love, not Warcraft. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.